G'day guys and girls, it's Friday, so it's time to do the weekly recap. Very productive week this week. The downside is this week is that, same as last week, we cleared out some cars and unfortunately most of them did go yesterday, but we will talk about what we did and try and show you some other bits and pieces as we go. So Jade's currently doing this Silverado, which is getting one of the fifth wheel conversions, or not for the tow hitch, sorry. So, which is a pretty neat little kit. I think they come from, where'd that come from, Jade? Tow Hitch Australia, is it? Fifth Wheel Australia. So we fitted one of their kits. So it's a pretty good kit. A little bit intricate to fit, but yeah, it's actually not bad. So if you've got a Silverado and looking at doing the fifth wheel, you know, we can certainly do that. We've also got the Walkinshaw stuff here as well. So plenty of different options as to what to fit on them. We've got Gary's Sprint. That's the one we've been doing our development on for our external wastegate. I'll turn the light on, we'll have a bit of a look under there. This is the prototype version, so, but if we get up under there, so there it is there. So GFB 44mm wastegate, we've welded it directly to the housing, and then we've obviously got a plumb back as well. So you'll notice we've done a slip joint in this one. We've actually done a 50mm blend back on that, just so we can expand it to bigger wastegates and whatnot later down the track. We'll show you on the mill the jig that I've been working on, which I did put some photos up on socials about that one. So this is the jig that we've made for doing it, and this is one that we've just drilled, and then we've obviously getting it prepared for welding and doing all the cleaning up and porting. So yeah, it works out pretty good. And then we obviously pull out the wastegate. This is actually an old housing that was a failed attempt at doing the flapper mod. So yeah, we'll weld all that up, shape all that up there, and put the external wastegate in there. Sort of comes up quite well, looks really good. Jesse's currently putting some cats on this Silverado up there. That one has a Walkinshaw supercharger kit on it. These Silverados are just getting so popular, it's crazy. I touched base on Anthony's turboed VY last week about the broken half shaft, and we've sort of got the diff out of that now and had to pull everything out. But yeah, that's the half shaft there, that's the damage. So it's completely broke it. So it's now got a new one in there. So we've just got to get that back together today, hopefully, and try and get that out the door, get it back to Anthony. So it's been here a little longer than it needed to be. Cassidy is doing some general servicing today on this Falcon. So new suspension, shocks, and all that sort of stuff, just all the basic sort of things. Even though our name is Motorsport, you know, we do a lot as general servicing. So another build that we've just actually taken, this VF, we've just taken delivery of it this week. We actually built this one a few years back now using the Magnuson VCM Heartbeat 2300 blower. It's an LS3, oh sorry, no, it's not an LS3, it's an L77, sorry, 6 litre. On E85, we put a set of heads in it and a really good camshaft, and it made like 540 odd kilowatts. It is a manual transmission. Uses the SQP fuel pump module in the back, which has the DW fuel pumps in it, 2 of them with the, I can't remember the name of the controller that they use, but JC, what's the name of the controller that goes for the fuel pump? The Vaporworks controller. So yeah, really, really good sort of system. It's been quite reliable, and yeah, so we're going to pull the engine out of that one and end up doing like a real good solid, you know, engine build on that. Rods, pistons. The goal is to try and get that one over sort of 600 kilowatts, so it should be pretty interesting. This week, Cassidy did a black VF Ute LS3. If you haven't already seen that one on YouTube, I posted up a couple of days ago. That was an absolute banger. So LS3, got the Crow 1288 camshaft with the Blackwell CNC cylinder heads, and we always take 20 thou off the heads, pretty of a standard sort of procedure. And that made like 370 something kilowatts, which was bloody awesome. Like, absolutely stoked with that figure. Got a little bit of sort of slack on that one. A few people online saying, no way, mate, that power, you'd be out of fuel system, whatever. The reality is that the factory pump and the VFs is more than capable of that power level. And, you know, 370, 380 kilowatts in the stock injectors, you are getting to the end of those injectors, but car's still safe, it's happy. We're able to run the mixtures right where we needed them to be, and that kept the injectors, you know, off their full duty cycle, which is ideal, which is what you want. And yeah, so that worked out really good. Super happy with that one. Cassidy, as always, is doing really well. Cassidy's our apprentice. He's actually going fourth. Well, we'll be signing him off very soon. So he's, yeah, absolutely killing it. Another good little one that we tuned up this week is this Nissan Patrol. So it's got the 4.5 engine in it, petrol, and customer's done all the work himself. He's just dropped it off for us to install the Haltech Elite 750 and you know, just finish off a couple of little bits and pieces. So still got the standard fuel injectors in there, and to be honest with you, they're actually working quite good. We've got a Raceworks fuel pump in this one, running a base fuel pressure of 58 pounds, so 4 bar, and you know, like 7 pound of boost, and it's got the injectors right in the sweet spot. So it's making 148 kilowatts at the rollers. It's got the big tires on it, and yeah, injectors around, they're still sitting at a sort of like 85% duty cycle. So we thought with this one we'd actually try use the stock injectors, because I've always believed they're big enough in this application, and we're not going to push it any harder than that. So, you know, why waste money putting injectors in something that it doesn't need? And you know, a lot of people waste the money with these sort of 4-drive builds. So, but yeah, this was an interesting one. It worked out really well, and yeah, I think the customer's going to be happy with this one. Delivery of this 300C, customers come down from Canberra, I believe, so which is cool. We seem to get a lot of these Hemis from New South Wales and Canberra, which is greatly appreciated. This is getting one of our stage 3 packages, so full exhaust system, intake, and a cam motion Titan 1 camshaft. But we're adding a little bit more spice with this one. Customers asked us to do some CNC cylinder heads on it. We do have a development program in place at the moment that we're working with Blackwell race engines. My car was going to be the first car, and also Macy's, the one we've been doing our R&D on, but the customer's really excited. He really wants to put the heads on it, so I said, hey, I want to try the heads out on the Titan 1 camshaft anyway, so yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's do some R&D. Never stops, you know. Just got to keep trying new things and learning new stuff, and yeah, and if we go forwards, we go forwards, and we go backwards, we go backwards. So it's yeah, exciting to see what it does. So this car will probably be the development base for our stage 4 pack, which will basically be a head and cam package. So looking forward to seeing how this one progresses. We'll probably be onto this one over the next couple of weeks. Coda's GDR, he took that back on Thursday, so yesterday. Man, that car is wild. Me and Jade done a bit of road testing on that one during the week, and man, scary. I love fast cars, and man, I'm not one person to lift. I do not lift on anything. I just, once I get into it, I'm into it. I don't really care what's going on around me. So, but for the first time in my entire life, I was actually scared. I was scared for myself, and I was scared for Jade. All I could think of was, don't bin it, you know what I mean? Like, this is a lethal weapon. And I actually had to call Coda after that and say, hey, listen, man, we need to consider the power levels that we have in this car. It's too much for the street. I wanted to put a smaller turbo on there, and Coda's like, nah, man, I'm not changing it. And I'm like, all right, cool. But you need to understand that this car is a lethal weapon. It is wild. Yeah, one of the most wildest street cars we've ever built, and yeah, happy as hell with it. But yeah, it's just so full on to drive. The 4-wheel drive, it's like a Honda Civic with 2,000 horsepower. Basically, it just wants to torque off the road. It is insane how much effort it takes to try and hold that car on the road. So yeah, it's pretty wild. So but yeah, he's actually coming back today, so I might try and get some in-car footage and get it in this video if I do manage to do it. I apologise if I don't get it in this video. But yeah, I'll try and do it. So, but we'll walk over to the shop and have a little bit of walk around the shop. Unfortunately, I just don't have a lot in the shop today to be able to report on or show you, as the boys have been catching up on other work mainly just like service work and all the main sort of stuff. So nothing overly too exciting, but I'm going to continue on with these episodes no matter what. So we'll just keep flowing with it. But let's get over to the shop and have a look at what's happening over there. So we'll probably have a little bit of a chat about the shop today and sort of show you guys. A lot of people probably don't realise how much we actually do have here in the shop. So this is our main shop out the front of the workshop on the main road, and as you can see, we're quite stocked, you know. So we've got all your intakes, silicon hoses, you know. We've got pretty much the whole range of racework silicon hoses, as you can see all through there. You know, heat shielding, intercoolers on the shelf, you know, all your aluminium fabrication gear, bends, you know, all the mandrels, the donuts, you know, pretty much everything, all your oval pie cuts and all that sort of stuff. You know, big range of Turbo Smart and Aeroflow. We sort of keep everything we keep in the shop is basically what we use on cars. So we've got all your spare parts for Turbo Smart, all your GFE range. Got a fair bit of Haltech product as well on the shelves these days, so I try to keep that stocked up. Fuel pumps, you know, all your turbo gaskets, Aeroflow transcoolers, nice smelly lube, everybody loves the lube, and obviously all the Raceworks and Aeroflow fittings, so we keep all that on the shelf. So massive range. We try to keep it as stocked as we can, and you know, to try and support all the local people, try and make things a bit easier for you is to get products. So, but you know, same thing again, like Turbo Smart, sorry, not Turbo Smart, 6 boost turbo manifolds. We're keeping a good inventory of those now. Yeah, the Plasma Man surge tanks and all that sort of stuff, as well as the War Control. Like we do a lot of War Control product as well. So that's a 507 pack getting ready to go in a car, I believe next week or week after. Got some GVM upgrades on the shelf, exhaust systems, big brakes, you know, engine covers and all that sort of stuff. So very stocked up in the shop side of things. So we try to do that to minimise the delay times and wait times on products to come in. And yeah, so unfortunately, sorry again guys, I just don't really have a lot to give you this week. Next week will be a very different story, as we will have more builds that are approaching their completion stages. But we'll talk next week, show you what's happening. And yeah, sorry again, but yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully there's something in here that you did like or did want to see. We do have another job, and this one's from my mate Joe. He's getting a little bit upset with me because I'm not posting anything about his cars. So this one's for you, Joe. So there's your BA. It's up in the air. And no, we haven't done anything to it because we're still waiting for engines. So, but there it is, mate. She made an appearance on the video. So we'll, yeah, hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll be really hammering into that one too. So, but anyway, guys, I've got nothing to report on the territory. There it is, still sitting in the air. But that's as much as I've got to give this week. So have a good weekend, and we will see you next week.